What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Poor Judgment. We are back. We brawled it out in the parking lot. I had to defend my pride from the last episode where we disrespected my Atlanta Falcons.
I think we did them justice.
You're like, they're about right where they needed
Exactly right where they deserve.
to be. So, yeah, we went to your local Kmart, which, you thought they weren't around anymore, but they are. They are. And we duked it out. By no surprise. I ain't even gonna tell you. I ain't even gonna tell you who won. It was Marcus. But anyway.
Listen, numbers don't lie.
I'm just saying the leg swept, it hurt. You know what? To redemption, we're back here with another episode of what was it you said? It was Fuck Your Team Friday? Yeah, I think
Fuck
that's
your football team Friday.
That's right. Fuck Your Football Team Friday. So we're back with another one. And this time we're going after your boy Marcus's team, which is the motherfucking San Francisco 49ers.
Now, listen, I was born and raised in the Bay Area. You choose one of two teams. Okay. At the time, it was either the Raiders or the 49ers. And my grandfather was a die-hard 49ers fan, like Sunday you could not talk into the household kind of 49ers fan.
My kind of man.
Dedicated. That's the lowest word that I could find right now. If there was something I could think that's higher than dedicated, it would be that.
You're like, dedicated, don't do it justice.
Listen, I can't complain because if you look historically, one of the best teams that there's ever been.
You know what? We're gonna get into that because
I think you're going to have a very, very hard time convincing people. Now, here's what I will say. Who you're going to get on your side are the haters.
Mm-hmm. As we should.
You're going to get the haters. It doesn't matter what you say, what facts you drop out there. Just the fact of the simple name of the 49ers, they will say, it doesn't matter what the numbers are, they suck.
I mean, I was going to save it for the argument, but I just want to say your fan base is absolute garbage, bro.
Oh, listen.
Niner gang? Like, bro, you know how much I heard
the name of it, terrible. I 100% agree with you. I am on your side there. Okay. But I will say, pretty faithful.
Yeah, they are some faithful people. Although,
and you don't have a whole lot of bandwagoners, I find. Like, you have the Bay Area bandwagoners, the people who don't like sports, who will just jump on the bandwagon. But if you are a true sports fan, I don't feel like many people jump on the bandwagon with the 49ers. It's just
not like they did with the Warriors. The Warriors, they sure jumped on. Yeah, when they won the championship.
That's different. Like, that's kind of like the Giants. I felt like the Giants kind of had the same thing when they were going. They won every other year for like freaking 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah,
you had people out of like Boston. They're like, oh yeah, I love the Giants.
I grew up in Michigan, and you're like, that had nothing to do with it. But okay. All right. Well, as you read, as we were talking about, today's fight night. We here for round 2, and today it's Fuck Your Football Team Friday with the San Francisco 49ers. Let's start off with what you drinking, Marcus.
I'm not gonna lie, my bar is looking pretty empty as of lately.
Bro, ain't no fucking way. I've seen your bar. Ain't no fucking way.
I'm telling you, dude, I've turned a new leaf. I have changed. I'm going on a weight loss journey here.
Oh, shit. Okay, in that case, that makes sense. I thought you were going to say I turned a leaf. I'm an alcoholic now.
No, that would be the complete opposite. The house would be filled. I go down to, I'm drinking 1 day a week, and that's recording days.
Same.
So that's where I've been sticking to it. So I don't need as much. So today is simply just a whiskey and Coke.
You know what? I almost got that. I almost got a Jack and Coke. I almost did it. And it's funny because if my girlfriend listens to it, I brought a Jack and Coke because I hung out with her, and then she was like, you should try these Stella Rosa wines. So I actually have a little wine here.
You have a little wine?
Yeah, we're gonna have a little sophisticated conversation. A little sparkly. You know what though? It's fire. It's like tropical mango fire. Also, I didn't give you mango.
Yeah, mango wine?
Yeah, it's actually pretty fire, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Okay. But we also don't often do our reviews. We should. That Arizona I had last episode, 9 out of 10, bro.
I know you were telling me about that.
9 out of 10. I was like, this is the best thing, and now I can't find it. I was gonna rant a little bit about today because I was looking for it today just to have it for round two. I can't find it anywhere, and I'm pissed about it.
Well, listen, maybe we need to get Arizona to sponsor us
And send us a case of
and
it, bro.
send us a case of it.
That would be the
I'll see if I can
American
find it and I'll try it.
Yeah, for sure. The watermelon one. I tried the tea one, the peach tea, not as good. It I would rather have a twisted, but
Okay.
all right. So you gave me the courtesy of doing my opening defense. So I want to give you your opening defense before I explain how I'm gonna run this
Okay.
debate tonight. So go ahead. Explain
So-
how your team is trash.
I'll be 100% honest. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did last week. I'm going to throw out numbers. Because honestly, once I throw out numbers, that's all I need.
Okay.
And I'm going to start from the best. Last week, I went kind of like the lowest numbers to 5. And that's going to be the number of Super Bowls we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
If you look per team, I believe that's top 5 of NFL teams with that amount of Super Bowls.
I mean, yeah, but you're talking about like okay, go on. 'Cause I was about to say, I mean, you're talking about teams that had like 12.
You're yeah, true. But you're also talking about teams that were like technically like from the beginning that changed names like 4 times.
Yeah, like you had
cities.
Adam throwing a quarterback, playing quarterback to his son Abel before he executed him.
I'm gonna put 2 names out there. I'm not even gonna justify. Just names: Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Enough said there. I'm not even gonna explain. I don't need to. Go look up the stats yourself, because if I was to list their stats, it would take up the whole episodes. So Joe Montana, Jerry Rice.
Okay.
22 divisional wins.
Ooh.
That's 22. Last year we had 4 in the Pro Bowl and another 4 that were picked as alternatives. So that's a total of 8, but I'll use the number 4. True picks, not replacements for anyone. That's true number 1 picks for the Pro Bowl.
And even though I shouldn't be telling you this, I looked it up. It was 9.
So including the alternatives.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was just 9 included. Like I thought there was an additional one.
It's 4. It's from what I read, because I read like 2 or 3, because I saw 9 at first and I was like, that doesn't make sense, because they had Purdy in there, and I was like, Purdy didn't play.
Yeah, I don't remember even Purdy. Yeah,
and then you start reading and they had alternatives, so I think it was 9 total. 4 were first rounders, like not first rounders, whatever, first team.
Yeah,
and then a couple alternatives.
Okay.
Per the NFL, when they did the 100th year anniversary, they picked the top 100 plays of all time. The 49ers hold 7 of the top 100 plays, to include number 2.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's actually pretty interesting.
CBS, of the top 50 players, CBS Sports ranked the top 50 players. The Niners hold 5 of the top 50. They hold 10% of the total top players. And 29 players are in the Hall of Fame. It's not including the 1 coach to make it an even 30. But 29 players have been inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now, I will say there have been some mistakes in recent history. I know Trey Lance is going to come up. Huge mistake. They sold the farm for a bag of magic beans, and when they opened up the bag, the beans weren't even there. And the bag disintegrated in the wind. Not going to lie to you. But they also
flopped like Aaron Rodgers' is ACL, bro.
100%. They also pulled the last pick of the last round for their draft is now their starting quarterback, who they haven't had to pay shit, and who's actually turned out to be decent. Is he a great quarterback? I think that's still yet to be seen. I don't know if Purdy would be great. He's great for the system that he's in.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are two different things, and I think that's why people get upset with the argument of whether he's great or not. I don't know if he's a great quarterback. He's great for the system he's in, though. He's the kind of quarterback you need for the 49ers system. And I will conclude opening arguments.
Okay. So let me say, first of all, that was some great info. That was actually very good. You did a great job starting up the defense. On a side note, I also agree that I think Brock Purdy is good, but I don't think that he is obviously the best. And I do think it's 100% Kyle Shanahan, who, by the way, was the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons before he made it to San Francisco. So technically, we made him great. But anyways.
Or he learned from his mistakes.
It was the same year we went to the Super Bowl. That very next year, you know how they always take up the next coach, like they took your guys' defensive and the Texans and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But that's not how I wanted to. Since you came at me with numbers, I'm going to play a game with you, Marcus, about 49ers over here. We're going to do over and under.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to say a number. I'm going to tell you what it's in relation to, and you're going to tell me whether that's over, like the correct number is over that number, or under that number. Okay. So to give you an example, in 2024, according to QBR ratings, Brock Purdy is ranked 10.
So I think he's ranked at 10.
Okay.
But because of that, I'm going to say under.
You are correct. He is ranked at 7.
Okay.
Okay. So I just want to give you an example of how that was working. That's the only good one you're going to get from me.
That I figured.
But yeah, none of these are the exact. So any number you might think, either choose one of them and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay.
Let's start off with a nice, easy one. Number of wins in 2024. 9. You ain't got to think long and hard.
They had under 9.
Correct. Their record was 6-11 in 2024.
Yep.
6-11. You know, Atlanta was, I think, 7-10. I think we were 7-10. All right. Defensive points allowed. They were ranked 20th.
For what year? Last year?
Last year.
Oh yeah. They were lower than 20th.
Actually, they were over. They were ranked 29th.
Well, sorry, that's what I meant. Like they were ranked. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. That's because they changed defensive coordinators. Whoever I forget the name of the coordinator, was absolute trash and decided to like switch shit up and go sit up in the booth and shit. Like
their number one, one of the number one things they were known for, because the year before that they had a top 5er, and then they ended up being bottom 3.
Well, guess what? The defensive coordinator is back, baby.
No, he's not. Isn't he still doing the Texans coaching? Marco? He's the head coach of the Texans, isn't he? He should still be. I don't see why he would. They gave him a fat contract.
No, but Saleh came back. It's not the same one, but it's the one I think we had before.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to look at it. I know he's been associated before.
Okay. So you already brought him up, but I just want to emphasize it. Let's talk about a little bit of Trey Lance for a second.
Yeah, trust me. Hey, whatever you want to put out there, you're right. I agree.
Let's talk about the number of picks they traded for Trey Lance in 2021.
Go right ahead.
2.
Oh, they traded more than 2.
You're right. They traded 3 first-rounders and 1 third-rounder. And notably, one of those first-rounders ended up being Micah Parsons on the Dallas Cowboys. You know, the best player on that team. I would argue in the whole team, not just on defense.
Yep.
By the way, how many games did he start for the Niners? I have him at 9.
Trey Lance?
Yeah. Over or under?
You said the number 9. He played less than 9 games.
You are correct. He played only 4 games. He only started 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
That boy came in, took a
He got
contract
hurt.
and sat down. Yeah. And then, like you said, they picked up Brock Purdy. They ended up picking the last pick. So they gave up their whole future.
Yep.
That when they had to trade for Christian McCaffrey, they didn't even have the first picks. They had to give up second-round pick.
Look at this. It worked out.
I will say the Panthers got fleeced on that because they had a – but that does make me ask you a question, though. The number of full seasons Christian McCaffrey has played without an injury. So he's played 8 seasons. I said
on
5.
The Niners or just total?
His whole career. Because I'm getting at a point.
He gets injured all the time. He was injured like every season he was on the Panthers.
So he was actually, so I had 5. He's under. He only played 4 full seasons out of 8 without an injury, at least recorded. But obviously they've had in games where they mentioned it in the news, but they didn't. They still let him play. Like I think last year they did that, and this past year he only played like 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
So your star running back injured consistently, probably going to be injured this season.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a good chance statistically.
But I'll tell you this: I'm not worried about a running back. I was shocked when they traded Mason away.
I was shocked about that too
because Mason was good. Is a dog.
Yeah, when Christian went down, he was in, and he
was in, and he was fantastic. Now the secondary kid, and I can't remember the exact pronunciation of his name, like Guerrero.
I think it's Guerrero. I
think it is.
Yeah,
that dude is good. He's young, but he's good. But I felt like Mason was better.
Oh, absolutely. And that's going to lead to something because there's a reason they got rid of him. And like there's a reason why they let their fullback, Jakowski, is that how you pronounce it? Juszczyk. Wrong. I'm completely off. There's a reason why they had to cut him and then re-sign him.
Yeah. Our cap space.
Exactly. You guys overpay for players. Speaking of, do you know what Trent Williams' salary for 3 years for $60 million? Is it over or under $60 million? 3 years. Trent Williams. Offensive lineman.
It's more than $60 million.
You're right. $83 million for 3 years, in which $48 million is guaranteed.
And
he went down with an injury.
So.
And he went down with an injury.
Injuries happen.
Let me ask you this.
Injuries happen.
The age of Trent Williams.
He's old.
32.
He is old. He's older than 32.
You're right. He's 37 as of next month. So your best player on the entire team.
I almost said 38.
I thought it was 38 too.
I thought so too.
One of your best players on the entire team is 37 years old.
He's not our best, but
one of them. O-line wise,
up there.
Yes, he's the best.
Yeah. Oh, yes. O-line wise, for sure.
Yeah, and he's 100%. a top O-lineman. I don't get me wrong. He's been great.
I think he's top 5 O-line.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know who. Dare I say? He is old. He's old. Yes.
Old man River. 100%. Old man River.
100%. So I do think we have a couple young offensive linemen that are coming through, that are showing up. When Trent went down, I forget the dude's name, the dude who came in. Now, you have to understand, when you come in from like a Trent Williams to a secondary, there is going to be an expected drop-off. Like, I get it. But I also think, I think the dude did pretty well.
You know what's just funny is you sound exactly like me when I was like, listen, I get it. We're going to be fine, y'all. But I remember you saying, fuck you, David. So we're going to say, fuck you, Marcus.
Go ahead. 100%. Go ahead.
With that being said, you know the average age of your offensive starters? I have 26. Under.
It's 26.
That's the league average, by the way, 26 years old.
We have some young guys, but a lot of our guys are old because you got to think we paid a lot of people for 3 years. You come in. I mean, it's going to be older. It's going to be older than 26. I know it because that's the trend here.
So yours is averaging 29 years old, and it actually makes them the second oldest offense in the entire NFL.
Okay.
I didn't look up who was one. I just saw that and just kept pushing.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, listen, old, young, experience.
You
What I
say
hear, you said old, I hear experience.
we can see you talking different languages then.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the number of full seasons George Kittle has played without an injury. I have 4.
I mean, I'm going to assume it's going to be there's been more injuries than just 4 seasons.
No,
But
number of full seasons he's played. Yeah. So how many seasons has he played for without going out with an injury?
well, then it's going to be he's played less than 4 seasons without an injury.
Damn, Marcus, you are good at this because
Interesting.
yeah, it's interesting how he's under. He's only played 1 recorded full season, and that was in 2018.
Listen,
Every other no. Let me
one game, 2 games doesn't make a difference.
No, most of them were actually he missed a couple of games. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it was one of them he did only miss like 2, but nonetheless. And here's the thing: that's just how many games he played. That was a season. The thing was, every single season when I looked up his stats, he had a recorded injury. He just played through the injury. So the man gets injured on a consistent.
He's tough.
He's foolish.
Okay, that's fine. He could be injured. What was his ranking? Did you look that up?
No, I know he's a top 5 tight end this last year. And you know why? Because the rest of the team was injured. He had to step up.
No, you don't matter. That last season,
you got that contract and immediately went down.
Well, that's a different story. I don't think
you got rid of old man Debo.
Hey, listen, I love Debo, love him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a smart move.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we had the best of Debo. Now, could he have a breakout season with another team? Sure, a breakout season. Donut Debo is not going to be a consistent. He's not going to be a Saquon Barkley or a Derrick Henry who's going to go to a different team and he's going to just keep producing. He was on a great team that gave him everything he needed. Like, he's anywhere else he goes is going to be a drop off.
So I will say this: they were. It's funny because I think Debo was a good, and I agree with you. I think you guys got the best part of it in releasing him. I mean, obviously financially, you had to almost because he was about to hit cap space hard.
Yep.
But it's also like, I do agree that he's just not playing the way he is. And you know what's funny? People give him that Luka Doncic treatment. You know how people talk mad shit about how Luka is getting fat over the summer and then he comes and plays and that's exactly, they're like, Debo's just thick in the neck.
Dude,
like, listen, he's big bat.
He is. And he's got that speed, like enough. He's athletic. Mm-hmm. And I will say, the dude's versatile. Put him in at running back. He's good. Put him in at wide receiver. He's good. Put him in the slot. Like, it don't matter where you put him. He does what he needs to do. Not the best, but he's probably one of the most versatile players out there as a wide receiver / like, he also did running back, so I don't know what else you want to put him at.
They just did that like wildcat.
Yeah, he can go wherever you need him, and he'll do it. It's not going to be the best, but it's going to be good.
But it's going to be good. It's not hard work, but it's honest work.
Honestly, yeah. But honestly, that my greatest fear was that Ricky Pearsall was going to come in and have a complete and utter drop off. And he came in after he had been shot and recovered and came back 3 weeks earlier than he was supposed to. And actually was doing decent. Not great, but decent. Like,
well, and I think that speaks another volume to also part of my argument here. Because you know what? I was talking to Alexa and I was like, yeah, I got to come up with this. And the first thing out of her mouth was, fans suck. you have the worst fan base. You motherfuckers shot your new wide receiver.
Hold on.
As an initiation into the San Francisco team. The man got robbed in San Francisco. Now, that's politics. I ain't going to dive into that because I 100%. I know you know that that's just how San Francisco is. San Francisco is just a shit city, but
that's lawless. Lawless. That place is absolute asinine. I avoid that place like the plague. I also think that was a terrible decision by the Niners to send him out there to go do signings and shit like that. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, is that what he was doing? I thought he was shopping. I wasn't sure.
He might.
Because I know they said it was a robbery.
I thought that I had heard that he was out there doing signings, and then like was doing some other stuff. But
I saw that and I was like, bruh, really? Y'all can't even have no respect for your own wide receiver. He was a rookie when it happened too.
But here, listen, dude. I don't think that's our fans. Those are the haters.
It was the Bay Area.
It was the haters, man. It was the Raiders that are still in the Bay Area.
You're like, those are those Las Vegas Raider fans that are still sprinkling in. They're exactly. Just mad they can't shoot at any Raiders fans anymore.
Exactly. So they have to pick somebody.
Let me see what I think I have one more here. Okay. With that being said.
Yeah.
According to their 2025 opponent schedule, over or under, the 49ers will have the 12th hardest schedule. As in they're ranked 12 when it comes to a list of the hardest schedules.
I got to tell you this. To be honest, I don't even know what their schedule is.
It's okay, because I'm going to ask you your predictions on your schedule either way. But currently, they are listed as having the easiest schedule in 2025 because of how bad they did last year, that they had to give them the easiest schedule with the opponent win average. So they took the average of all the teams that they're facing and their win percentages. They have the lowest at 42%.
Okay.
So every team they're facing has an average of a 42% winning schedule.
Well, interesting.
Yeah. So if they do succeed well, it's going to be hard to say because you know what? I will say this. I absolutely I'm a huge Kyle Shanahan fan. I love his schemes. I think he's the best head coach in the league, I would argue. And I don't understand the hate that they give him. And I do think that you guys last year were one of the team, like the number one team I was rooting for to win. Granted that they were against Kansas City, so everyone hates Kansas City. I agree. But I still thought you guys were the best next to you, and Detroit Lions were right next to each other with you guys being on top because you had a better defense.
I think if you take injuries out of the equation, and here's the thing, I will give you the injury of Trent Williams, and I will give you the injury of Christian McCaffrey. I'll give you those. Let them be out for the season. I still think we make a run. At one point, we had 3 of our starting offensive linemen gone. We had 2 of our starting defensive linemen, to include Nick Bosa, gone. He was out for a couple games. He was out for a couple games.
After he got all that money, too. There's a trend there. It's like you guys get paid and then you guys go down with injuries.
Listen.
I don't get it.
I think you take those injuries away and we go from a whatever it was, 6-11, and you change it to a 10-8 or 10-7. Maybe you change it to 11-6.
Is that what you think your schedule is, or that's what you think your record is?
Last year, I think.
Last year.
Last year. If you take the injuries away, I think it is a 10-7 or an 11-6 season.
Well, let me tell you something.
Okay.
Looking at the schedule last year.
Yep.
So Christian McCaffrey came back after week 10, which was the bye week.
Yeah.
You had won 4 games before that. So you won 4 games without Christian McCaffrey. He comes back. You guys win 1 game with him and then another one after he left. So you guys won more games without him last year than you did with him that year.
Correct. Yeah, because Mason is a dog.
No, you still lost 6 games in between.
It's okay. That's okay. He's a dog.
So let me ask you this as we're going to be wrapping up here. I'm going to read off your schedule. I want you to tell me what your prediction is on whether or not you'll beat these teams, okay?
Okay. Yep.
And then you just tell me what are you going to keep track of how many wins and losses you have?
I will keep track of the wins.
Okay, and then just take whatever's left.
Yeah, and then just take whatever's left.
Okay. So week 1, Seattle.
We beat Seattle. Home or away?
At Seattle.
Ooh.
You got Sam Darnold, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's the sneaky part. It's Sam Darnold at home. I still think if everyone is healthy, we win that one.
Okay. New Orleans at New Orleans.
Oh, a win.
Dub. Arizona. At home.
Arizona,
so you're going to be in San Francisco.
Arizona at home win.
Okay. Jacksonville.
Oh, win.
Which is sad because I remember at one point we were talking about how great Jacksonville was, and now
I was hoping.
I still have hope, but I don't have faith. That's what it is. Either. I have hope, but no faith. LA Rams.
Ooh, now where? Oh, that's a loss. A loss.
I'm interested to see what you say.
Rams are sneaky this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're
Rams
good.
are sneaky this year.
I'm just interested to see who's wide receiver 2 after Puka.
Yes.
All right. I'm interested. I'm really interested in this one. See what you say. At Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay. I think it is a very close one, but I think that is a loss.
Okay.
Very close field goal.
I think that would be a shootout, to be honest with you. Because I think Baker's got enough offense, and I think you guys will keep up offensively because I don't think they're there defensively enough. I already know what you're going to say about this goddamn one, but Atlanta.
Win.
You know what? We ought to figure out a way to stream that and just have us ranting and yelling at each other.
We should.
Yeah. I should just fly out there and we watch it together. All right.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Hey, we cooking. At Houston.
What date is it?
That one is October 19th. Sorry.
We'll look into that. At Houston. Ooh, that is a close one. At Houston, I'm going to say that that's a win.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys, I think you guys are going to win too, but I think it's going to be very tight.
It will be tight.
Yeah,
it will be tight.
Their offense defensively.
I think their offense is actually very good.
Yeah, I agree. I think
their defense is decent enough. Mm-hmm. But I think our defense will be better, and I think our offense just barely narrow. Like, if everyone's healthy, it just beats them out with everyone coming back.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if I draft Tank Dell and he doesn't play again, I'm going to lose my shit, dog. Mm-hmm. I'm going postal in this bitch.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That pissed me off. It's like one game he gets me 30 points, the next game, no catches. Like, I've never seen a wide receiver not get catches and be healthy. Anyways, New York Giants.
Oh, win.
Okay.
I don't need to know where.
Don't matter. Now, Rams at home.
Rams at home, and that is game 9?
Game 10.
Game 10. I'm going to say there's enough injuries on the Rams that we win that one.
See, and I think you guys are going to lose just because you guys will have too many injuries.
And that very well might be. I think that is going to be injury-based. If we are a healthy team, I think healthy to healthy team, Rams beat us.
Yeah.
I think if we have our healthy team at week 10 with one major play, I think it only takes one.
Yeah.
One major player on the Rams, that's the difference. Like, we are so close with them, but one major player that changes it. But I'm going to say that's a win. That's going to be a squeaky win.
Okay. I think that's 100% more like healthy to healthy. I think the Rams have more talent, but I think you guys have a better coach because I don't think Sean McVay is anywhere near Kyle Shanahan.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, Arizona at Arizona.
Win.
This was funny. This one's going to be on ESPN too. At home versus Carolina.
Now, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to call this a win, okay? Because Carolina has nobody.
Okay.
They have nobody, right? Their defense is just their offense is just but because of that, they have nothing to lose. They may sneak out a win.
They're going to play dirty on y'all.
Exactly.
Now,
I'm going to call it I'm going to call it a win, but they very well might sneak it out.
To be fair, last year they actually were making good moves defensively. Now, they weren't like top 5, top 10, anything, but they were keeping up defensively. They kept them in range so that what's his name, Andy Dalton, was able to keep them in the game. I almost said y'all like you were one.
Yeah,
I will never disrespect you.
Thank you.
At Cleveland,
that's a loss.
Yeah, and I think that's 100% weather because this last Cleveland game when they played, bro. That was the worst Brock Purdy performance I ever saw in my life.
You can't do anything about weather, and I actually like the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns are good, dude.
Their defense is on point. I think they've made enough moves for offense. I think that's a loss.
This is the first time this is the first time in my lifetime where I was like, I'm actually excited because, when you play Madden, you always thought the Browns were your practice team.
I told you 5 years ago that I wanted to become a Browns fan for when the day that they win a Super Bowl. And that day is coming.
Look at me now.
It's coming. It's not this year. It's not next year, but it's coming.
All right. Tennessee at home.
I think that's a win.
Okay. I agree with that. At Indianapolis.
Ooh, Indy's an interesting team. You said at Indy? Who's their quarterback right now?
I imagine Anthony Richardson still. I imagine because he had that whole fallout last season, so I don't know.
I'm gonna say that is a win.
Okay, I that's a confident one. I'm interested in this one too. At home versus Chicago.
At home.
Yeah, in San Francisco.
That's a win.
I think so too. I think that's home field advantage because I don't know, dude. Towards the end of last season, Chicago was looking good.
They weren't looking bad.
They just needed defense, bro. If they had defense, Caleb Williams might actually shut me up.
I agree.
But he's still trash. Anyway, and final one, Seattle. It looks like at Seattle.
Seattle at Seattle. I think I said that we'd win the first one. I think we lose the second one.
Sorry, it's actually Seattle at home.
I'm still going to go 1-1. I'm going to say we lose, whether it's the first one or the last one. I still think we're going to go 1-1 with Seattle. I think they got enough.
Yeah, I think they're there. So.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the total win?
So I got 13 wins total.
So he thinks 13-4.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple sneaky games in there that are going to go very close.
Very tight.
So if I went 10-7, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
I think there's enough for 3 games that are going to be by a field goal.
I can see that. Well, and my whole argument with it was that you guys were overpaying for old players and your good players that weren't too old, even though George Kittle's a little older. You guys were having injury problems. So as long as you guys can avoid that, I think you guys will be solid. And I hated to say it because I was going to tell you the story that while I was looking up stats, I struggled. If I'm going to be brutally honest.
That's right.
Because I even said, how many total wins do they have? And you guys had a winning record. So,
yep.
Well, anyways, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you as always. Please like, subscribe, follow the channel. And as always, we encourage you next time to pull up a seat, pour up a drink, and join us on Poor Judgments.
Catch you next time, folks.